Round 11 of the Business Plaza Cup coming live from Townsend Oval here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Not a cloud in the sky. You can see the Maitland Pickers coming out onto the field. Paul Arundel in commentary, and alongside me is Chris McPherson from Newcastle. Good afternoon, Chris.
Afternoon, Paul. Couldn't ask for better conditions for football here today at Townsend Oval, that's for sure. Nice and dry track. I think we'll see plenty of ball movement and plenty of attack from both sides.
Well, the teams are out in the field, nice and early. So is the referee. We'll quickly go through the Souths lineup for you. At fullback, we've got Stephen Witters. On the wings, we've got Jared Flanagan and Harry Van Dardel. In the centres, we've got Tom Cronin and Heath Gibbs. And Ryan Glanville and Jason Keelan are the halves. As we can see that team list there up on your screen. It looks like the referee's about to get us underway, so they've come out really early. We won't have time for the team sheet, but nonetheless, we'll read that out as we go on. Always good. They've come out a little bit early. Well, actually, they're a bit behind. But anyway, we're about to get underway here in round 11 of the Business Plaza Cup. Referee blows time on. It goes out to the far side of the field towards the old green room, which is just grass now. And Luke Higgins brings it out for the first carry. Up to the 20, centre field. They go out to the right-hand side. It'll be Van Dardel with a charge. He's been picked up on the tackle, but put to the ground, I guess you could say, softly. Go to the short side again through Lawrence. And Lawrence will be taken down about 35 out from his own line. They go down the short side again. Up to halfway now, the Lions. So a good first up set. Here's Simpson. And he's just taken down just short of the 40. Last tackle now for the Lions. Go back to, well, it's a wobbly old pass. It ends up going to Witters, and he puts this one high. It's a very strong win behind Souths in this first half, but Morris does well to take it. And Morris is greeted there by Higgins and also Simpson. And they'll play it on the 20. And Geordie Connolly in at dummy half is in jersey 7. We'll go through the rest of the Souths lineup now. The forwards are Higgins and Simpson. Morris is the dummy half. The back rowers are Lawrence and Martine, and Scott Matthews is the lock forward. On the bench, it's Connor Brown, Jaden Tarrant, Lachlan Farr and Cameron King. That's the South Newcastle lineup. And Chris, I might let you go through the Maitland Pickers very shortly, as I'll play this just on halfway. And that's Anderson with the carry. So this is the last tackle for the Pickers. They go down that short side too. It's been charged down there. I think that went straight into Simpson's bread basket, and he's cleaned it up too. So good opportunity here. Full set of 6 coming up for the Lions.
Certainly is. They'll make the most of this now. First opportunity to have a full set in the attacking half. See what they can do on the attack. It'll be based on the back of Glanville and Keelan, undoubtedly. So Morris, inside ball to Higgins. He's wrapped up just short of the 30. They come down this short corridor with Glanville again. Finds Martine. Daniel Martine is wrapped up on the 20. So the spread deep to the right. Glanville, inside pass here to Matthews. He's wrapped up by Granger. Last tackle now for the Lions. Glanville's got it. He puts it on the toe. It's into the end goal. It's going to be too deep. And we'll come out to the 20 for a restart. Might be time to go through the Pickers lineup for us, Chris. In 1, we've got Gregory Morris. On the wings in 2, Jai Beeman King and 5, Reeve Howard. The centres are Gary Anderson and Marco De La Pena. The halves in 7, Geordie Connolly, and 18 is Fraser Price. The front row is 8, Sam Anderson, and 10, Jaden Butterfield. The hooker is Hayden Granger. The back row is Brenton Horwood in 11, Tyler Carter in 12, and Ben Ireland locks in at 13. The bench, Jared Smith, Callan Burgess, Cody Clulau, and Scott Williams. Coach, of course, is Luke Dawn.
Well, the ball popped away there, and Morris has gone straight through a big hole. He's got Witters in front of him. Morris has just clipped and brought down about 25 short of the Lions try line. So a good start here for the Pickers. Their first opportunity in the Lions territory. Connolly with the ball. It's gone out there. It looks like Horwood just back into Keelan. He's helped out in the tackle with Van Dardel. He's set deep here to the right-hand side. They go out to the left through Connolly. Short pass to Del Penna. Del Penna still pushing in the tackle. He's brought down 5 out from the line. Last tackle for the Pickers. They go to the short side again. It's cut out. It's a long pass out there. It's flicked back inside. Connolly's back there. And also too was Cronin. But the referee's going to call a knock on.
Yeah, it looks like they're persisting pretty heavily with that short side Ray there. They must have thoughts that it's going to be a strong tactic for them later on in the game. Maitland didn't pay any rewards there, but looks like something, a couple of raids down that short side that we might see more of today.
So Ryan Glanville's just getting a bit of treatment from the trainer. Also you can see the, I'm not sure if it's a club doctor out there on the field, just checking his hand out. I don't want to lose him, but he's coming from the field.
Definitely not a good sign if they have to bring one of their halves off early. Keelan and Glanville have been the keys to them over the last couple of years. But looks like he's doing everything he can to get himself sorted out and stay out there for the time being.
So we'll be good to go very shortly. The referee's just called time off and we're back underway. And Van Dardel's met heavily there. He's brought to ground 11 out from his own line. Morris almost forgot about the play the ball. And the Lions bring this out of their own territory. You can see the black marking, usually when the rugby's here. So coming up this way here. It's like Martin in the tackle. Played on the 30. Goes back to Glanville. Here's Cleveland. Strong wind behind. He's looking for a 40-20. He might get it. How about that for a kick?
Yeah, it looked like he hit it. It was a little sand wedge and just kept rolling on with the wind behind them. You can see the flags in your picture there, whipping along the wind, certainly running to the north here, and South look like they capitalised on that early with a great kick there from Jason Keelan.
Yeah, he just almost tapped that. It just kept running. It was a bad one for Morris. But now the Lions are on the attack, and Simpson will take the first hit up and goes inside the 10. Numbers both sides. And coming out this left-hand side, Higgins just goes for a charge. He's very close to the line. Morris waits for it at dummy half. And coming out to Glanville. No, Morris goes himself. He's over. Has he got the ball down? I think the referee likes it. He's going to point to the spot. And the Lions have the first try of the afternoon.
Yeah, referee Joey Butler straight on that one. He was right behind. Must have seen him get it down very clearly, so he was quite confident, backed away. And Morris with some great work out of dummy half there. It looked like, as you called, they were going to swing it, but yeah, snuck in under the defences of the guys at marker. Referee Butler now having a chat. I think he might have got some feedback maybe from one of the Maitland players here and having some firm words with Hayden Granger and Brenton Horwood there.
So as Keelan lines this kick up, Ryan Glanville's still getting some treatment from the club doctor or the physio. He's ran back out there. Actually, it was Luke Higgins also. Good crowd in here at Townsend Oval today. You've got old boys. They've got the tents set up on the hill on the northern side of Townsend Oval, and it's also Ladies' Day, and they've got the we call it the Glass House Green Room. That's kitted out in all pink today with the ladies. It's a big day here for the Lions here at Townsend Oval. So Keelan takes his time with the kick. He adds the extras, so it's 6 points to 0 here of round 11 Business Plaza Cup of the Newcastle Rugby League here on Bar TV Sports match of the round.
A strong start from South there. They defended their own territory pretty firmly and then went downfield on the back of that 40-20 from Keelan and capitalised. So they'll be looking to just complete this one, I'd say, and turn the ball back into Maitland's corners.
So Morris with the restart, and I'll tell you what, it's hooking around. That's a great take. Very good take from Van Dardel. And the Lions will bring this out of their own territory.
Wind playing some tricks there on the ball in flight.
So Simpson with another carry. Runs into Anderson. Also Fraser Price in the tackle. And so Tyler Carter in jersey 12. Here's Higgins. And straight into Ireland. Pops the pass away to Witters, linking up with Glanville. Cut-out pass here. There's a chance here with Gibbs. Gibbs gets away from one. Still going. Very good run from Heath Gibbs. Glanville goes to Matthews. Steps off the right. The defence is there waiting for him. Butterfield wraps him up. Morris in at dummy half. Goes to Glanville again. Keelan. Long cut-out pass here.
Chance here for Cronin, but he's wrapped up. 20 out, last tackle. Out from dummy half goes Van Dartel. I don't think he realised it was the last, and Keelan just taps this over the sideline, so they got a bit muddled up there, the Lions.
Yeah, I don't think they knew that it was the last tackle. Keel, unfortunately, though, a little bit of composure there. Just realised that he couldn't get back around to make an attacking kick and just put it into touch to let him reset. And not a bad place to turn the ball over, 10 out from Maitland's line, really.
So the scrum will pack on the 10.
Some end-to-end footy to start this one so far.
Certainly is. Well, another solid contact there. Up quickly in defence was Matthews, and also Martin helping out. Here's the number 3, Gary Anderson. Just short of the 20. Geordie Connolly in the number 7. Was named earlier as jersey 20. He'd been wearing that the last couple of weeks. I think they've lost the number 6, the Pickers. Good run here. Looks like Sam Anderson in jersey 8. He'll play this just over the 40. Numbers both sides, but they go for another hit up through Butterfield. Last tackle now for the Pickers. Goes to Price. He stabs this down, but Flanagan's right in front of it. And he'll carry this straight into Connolly. And he's wrapped up just short of the 30. Witters out of dummy half, finds Gibbs. And slow play the ball there. Van Dartel coming in, helping out with some tough stuff. Morris down the short side, finds Witters. Here's Martin, steps off the left, got away, just clipped enough by Anderson. Come the short side again. Witters will put this on the toe. Morris is back there. Howard's chasing after it too, but so he's going to beat everybody and hit the corner flag and come out to the 20 for a restart. What about that?
You couldn't do that again if you tried, Steve Witters, but he's getting very involved early. I don't know if it's to do with the Glanville injury.
Well, Morris has gone straight through again. This is the second time, but Glanville's chasing. Matthews coming from behind. Takes him a bit high. It's okay. And now Souths are scrambling. Quick play the ball too. Horwood pops it out the back, and Matthews is there to clean it up. Also too was Cronin, but the referee's going to call a knock on. It'd be interesting to see what he calls here.
Yeah, it looked like Scott Matthews knocked that one on as he tried to reel it in, diving on it, going to ground. I think that's what he's called, referee Butler. So Maitland will have a nice set here in prime attacking position.
Gregory Morris, the fullback for the Pickers. He played with East Maitland Griffins last year. And interesting, he always runs with the mouth guard out. I'm not sure if that's a new fashion or...
Seems to defeat the purpose, doesn't it? Might be regretting it after that last bit of cover defence from Ryan Glanville.
So inside ball to Tyler Carter. They'll play inside the Lions 20. Butterfield charges straight at Glanville, but Matthews comes across to help him out. Centre field. Linking up with Connolly. That pass could have been a bit forward, and the referee's picked it up.
Yeah, you got the tip from the far side touch judge there, Brendan Vidler. Letting him know that one was forward. Good eye from you there, Paul. Spotted it from a mile away. Might be a calling for you out there in pink, mate.
Bit slow.
Hasn't stopped plenty of people before, including myself. Interesting little bit of trivia. I noticed having a look at a few things earlier in the season. The 7 Geordie Connolly from Maitland and the 1 Steve Witters from South. Only a couple of years ago, both played in the NRL WA side together.
There you go.
In the affiliated states, so might be a bit of intrigue if those two come together.
So we're back underway. Gibbs with the hit up, centre field, 15 out from his own line. So Lions a 6-0 lead. A bit different to last week for the Pickers. They led 26-6 at one stage, and Lakes United come back and rend them down.
Saw that on the New South Wales Rugby League live scoring. I thought it must have been a glitch at first, the way Lakes came back and just kept putting a try on after try in the second half.
So the Lions up to halfway. Good run there from Matthews. Last tackle now, just inside the Pickers' territory. Goes back to Glanville. He'll put this one high. This will be a tester for Gregory. Morris underneath it. He does well. 10 out of 10 for that. Runs straight into Lawrence and he's wrapped up there. Connolly goes into dummy half. Goes out the back and Howard will go for a run. Granger in at dummy half. Finds Connolly. Delpenna. Matthews is there to wrap him up. Also Keelan helping out on that far side of Townsend Oval. Butterfield up to halfway. The ground is in good condition considering the bad weather we had. They haven't really played on it for a couple of weeks. As Connolly is wrapped up on the 40. Last tackle now for Maitland. Goes back to Price. He stabs it down the corner. Witters does well. And Witters will bring this out. And coming out of the line very quickly was it Cody Clulo out there in 18? No, she's Fraser Price, I beg your pardon. Can't get those two mixed up, but somehow I did. Inside the 20, the Lions. Come down the short side. Heath Gibbs. Glanville goes into dummy half. Higgins will go for a run. Anderson's there to greet him. Good tackle down low too by Granger. Glanville inside the 40 again. Morris could be caught out here, but no. So he gets a nice bounce this time, and Reeve Howard's back there to help him out. And he runs straight into Martine and Gibbs. So a bit of an arm wrestle here so far as Joey Byman King goes for a run.
Neither side really getting the better of the running yet. South did capitalise with that early try, but yeah, you certainly wouldn't say the side's dominating. As we see Price, I know that's Jordy Connolly, almost make a breakthrough.
So Connolly will play it just short of halfway. Butterfield going for another run. A Pearl for a high tackle there, but the referee's not interested. Numbers both sides. They go to the far side, and Horwood will go for a charge. Spins out of one tackle, and again they grab him on the second attempt. Last tackle now for the Pickers. Down the short side again through Connolly. Connolly runs to the line. And he's going to be wrapped up. And there'll be a handover. So the Lions survive that little raid.
Touched on it before. This is the best I think I've seen Townsend overlook, especially considering all the rain and things we've had. They've been fairly proactive in keeping traffic off it, and because of that we do see South sitting on the ladder with 2 games in hand to catch up against Central and West. So it'll certainly be interesting to see how they go with what's going to be a heavy workload ahead of them.
Certainly will be. Glanville. Actually, it's not Glanville, it's Higgins. I'm getting those two mixed up. Apologies. So down the short side goes Morris. Glanville now. Nice pass to Martine. Picked up. Well, I was just about to say picked up well by Gibbs, but just fumbled it. The commentator's curse there. Apologies. I think he saw the open pastures in front of him and just got the better of him.
Yeah, a little bit of excitement. Got a step ahead of himself, I think, and got a bit of an awkward bounce on that bounce pass, which doesn't make it easy. It was a good offload from his second rower. I just couldn't quite reel it in. I think if he reeled it in, he was probably home and hosed in that corner that's bathed in shadows down here at Townsend.
So the scrum will pack right on halfway. Fraser Price to feed it. Just hanging on to it. Good play that from Tyler Carter. Trying to catch out the Lions players breaking early in the scrum.
Yeah, they might have been lucky to get away with that, South. There's a couple of them that were well and truly out of that scrum. So
here's Delpenna. And straight into Keelan. Simpson there to help out as well. Inside the 40, Pickers. Granger had a dummy half. Butterfield again with another charge. This time he's brought down. Come out at this right-hand side again. Anderson short ball there to Ireland, and he's been picked out by Martine. Just short of the 20. Granger out a dummy half. He sees a half gap, but it closes quickly. Morris and Matthews in the tackle. Last one now for Maitland. They go out to the left-hand side through Connolly. Connolly looking to pass. He finds Delpenna. He's going to be wrapped up. Eventually, there's 4 Lions in the tackle. He's still going. It's a handover.
Pickers certainly not afraid to chance their hand on the last inside that red zone area, which is good to see. But not able to break the line quite at this stage.
So Cronin take the first carry up to the 10. Gibbs now also coming in. Cronin and Gibbs, they've got similar haircuts. Flanagan, he's come out of the line very quickly. Fraser Price did well to bump out of that. Flanagan. Glanville linking up with Higgins. Higgins just charges into Price. He threw it out the back and it's been cleaned up by, looks like, Carter.
I think we had a little knock on from Steve Witters in there possibly beforehand. I'm just waiting to see what referee Butler. Yep, he's gone that way, and Maitland will have the feed here inside the 40 with a good opportunity to attack at the midpoint of this first half. As we see Souths look like they're about to make their first change. Big Cameron King starting to get warmed up down on the sideline with the card in his hand. Probably one of the best impact players in Newcastle Rugby League, I'd say, Cameron King. I've seen him go around before, and I've made the comment, it doesn't look like he gets through many minutes, but he gets through plenty of work, and he's strong and hard to stop from 5 out.
So Connolly with the ball now, looking to link up with Del Penna. Tried to get away from Keelan, but he did well to wrap him up. Del Penna goes into dummy half now and goes for a little scamper from dummy half, and he's been strong. Every time he's carried the ball, he's taken a few with him.
Certainly has. Jason Keelan backpedal out of that first contact there.
Anderson short ball inside to Butterfield. Butterfield surging towards the line. A metre out from the try line. Numbers both sides. They're set deep out to the right. They come this way through Anderson. He does a dummy. Just puts on underneath the arm and takes the tackle. Granger waits for it. Flat pass to Butterfield. Tries to get over the top of him. He may have. The referee likes it. And the Pickers get their first of the afternoon through Jaden Butterfield.
We've had a few opportunities down here back-to-back inside the red zone, and finally it's put paid. There's only so many tackles you can defend inside your own 20, and Jaden Butterfield made the most of that, just got on the outside shoulder and dragged a couple over with him and got it down, as good front rowers do when they get those rare opportunities.
Yeah, he did well, Butterfield, just to get his arm free. Plant the ball down. So 6-4 with a kick to come, and although he's just to the left of the uprights, this is a pretty difficult kick. That wind is very strong coming from the southern end of Townsend Oval.
Had a reasonable day with the boot last week. Beeman King, 3 from 5 against Lakes, but certainly be interesting to see how he goes. You said the wind pretty difficult. You can't even get the ball to stay on the tee at the moment, and it looks like Della Penna coming up to give him a hand and hold that one on there. It's always a good tip that the wind's really starting to play havoc with the goal kicker's mind when it's not sitting on the tee properly. It's a thankless job being the man holding it, because if you leave your hand on there a second too long, you're going to affect it. If you take it off a second too early and it starts to fall off the tee, it's your fault as well. And if you get it right and he kicks it, then it's him doing a great kick.
Well, the way he's set up there, the foot could go somewhere else.
Certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Could be a comedy of errors here in the end.
He strikes it nice. He's got plenty of height. I tell you, it could spin back over the post here, but it's there. It's 6-all here.
That turned more than a Shane Warne leg spinner, that did. Once it got up in that wind. But no mistake there from Beeman King, and levels it up.
So you can see those flags on the far side of the ground, how strong the wind is here at Townsend. So be interesting to see how many points that wind is valuable to. As Keelan gets us back underway, it's a very strong kick, but Morris does well to trap it. He's wrapped up, 15 out from his own line. And again, the Pickers will bring this out through Horwood.
Well, that try was scored the first change for South. Cameron King on for Higgins. It looks like Higgins getting a bit of attention down here on the sideline from the doctor. We saw the doc out there earlier treating him, so hopefully it's nothing too serious.
So Connolly in at dummy half. Sam Anderson with a carry. It's a very good carry. He's looking for support. Carter overran it. He flicks it out the back, and now it's been picked up by Matthews.
Might be tackle 0 here. That one might have gone forward. Let's wait and see. No, the referee's happy with 1.
Gibbs. He's wrapped up by Anderson. And Cameron King's on the field. He goes for his first charge, and Anderson. And also Granger's there to greet him. Goes back to Keelan. Keelan looking for a runner. He finds Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get away, but a very good tackle there from Della Penna. Keelan. Cronin. Comes centre field. He's wrapped up. Last tackle now for South Newcastle. Goes to Ryan Glanville. Inside kick. He's looking for Witters. He could get the bounce, but Connolly's there. And now the referee's called penalty. He's just got Witters inside the 10.
So another change there for South on that at the end of that set. Tarrant going on for the skipper, Brendan Simpson. And it looks like Maitland getting their first change ready with Callan Burgess down by the sideline with card in hand. Starting into that midpoint of the game where we'll start to see a few more changes. Some fresh legs might liven this one up a little, Paul.
So we're back underway. Horwood with the carry. They're doing well to put the players on the back today, both teams. They had a few slow play the balls as Butterfield goes for another charge. Matthews is in there to wrap him up. Bit of help there from King and also Morris. There's the 15. He's out there, Callan Burgess. The orange boots and the headband. Here's another man with a headband, Sam Anderson.
Those bright boots and the headbands are a nice little favour for the commentators, aren't they?
Certainly is. And I'll still get him wrong. Goes back to Price with the kick. Trying to go over the head of Witters, but that wind is so strong. Helps Witters and he goes straight through. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Morris comes across. He links up here with Cronin. Butterfield's coming across, but Tom Cronin is going to score and he'll come around to improve the position. And South Newcastle get their second of the afternoon.
Just see there a little bit of individual brilliance from Steve Witters. That's why he's been a welcome addition back to South this year. He can certainly break a game open, just a little bit of space in that broken field running. Although he's going to have the better of him with that kick, Geordie Connolly. But Witters returns it, sets up with a try assist, and we see Cronin go in, open up that lead again for Souths.
Yeah, they did well to scramble across the pickers there. Great effort from Butterfield and Howard coming across from the opposite wing, but Cronin had too much start.
Tom Cronin would have never lived that down if he got run down by a front rower, I don't think.
Well, I've seen Butterfield in open space last year, and he can go for a big fella.
Takes him a couple of steps to get wound up, but yeah, you're 100% right. I'd be intrigued to see what sort of pace he has over a full 100. He'd mix it with some of the outside backs for a fair lump of a man.
So another testing kick coming up for Jason Keelan.
I don't think there'll be too many that would describe as easy today. He kicks at goal with this wind that's sort of swirling around, looking over at some of the flag banners over the other side. That 1 minute they're moving one way, the next they're moving another. So, especially if you put any height on it, we saw with his last kick-off Keelan went nice and low, because as soon as it gets up in that wind, it can go anywhere.
So Keelan sets himself. He strikes it nicely. He's got plenty of height on it, and he makes no mistake. So perfect record for Keelan this afternoon. It's now 12 points to 6. South Newcastle over Maitland here in round 11. The match of the round here on Bar TV Sports with the Newcastle Rugby League. And considering how cold it is, a very good crowd has rolled into Townsend Oval. They do have it as Ladies' Day and Old Boys' Day today. So Morris will get us back underway with a restart. It's a bit of a flat kick and a difficult bounce for Witters, but so Van Dartel's there to pick it up. Played a bit of fullback last year, Harry Van Dartel. Witters has got the number 1 spot at the moment. Here's Glanville, here's King. Good carry from Cameron King. Also a good tackle down low. There's Gary Anderson. That's the 16, Jaden Tarrant. Was brought down on that cricket square. Keelan. Out it goes to Lawrence. Lawrence, he's looking to get his arm free, but Connolly wraps the ball up. Horwood helps him out as well. Just short of halfway. Matthews. Good drive here from Scott Matthews. That's a very good run. Last tackle. They're inside the 40, the Lions.
Slow play the ball again. Goes to Keelan. Keelan will put this high in the air. And Morris is underneath it. He waits for it. Does well. He's got King in front of him. Gets around away from King, but wrapped up by Lawrence and also Tarrant in there to help out. And he looks like he's come up a bit groggy after that tackle. Byman King now with a carry. They get down the short side. Horwood spins away from one, but Keelan's there. And Horwood will now play this 35 out from his own lines. Connolly just takes a carry. Don't see too many number 7s. Just take the ball underneath their wing and go for a hit up. They go down that short corridor again. And Butterfield with a very strong carry. Just short of the 40. Last tackle now for the Maitland Piggers. Fraser Price will put this high. It's a spiralling torpedo kick down there for Witters, who now looks like he's playing on the wing. He slips over on the lush grass here at Townsend Oval. Don't have too many opportunities to say that. Lush grass. Now Van Dartle will go for a run. So Glanville dummy half. Double pumps there to Gibbs. Gibbs will play this on the 20. Looked like he was trying to milk that, but referee wide awake to it. So we've got a contest on here, 12-6. Cameron King now trying to get the arm free, but Horwood's done well to wrap it up, and Connolly's also in there. Last tackle for the Lions. They're only up to the 40. Go out to the right-hand side. Keelan with another bomb spiralling down. This will be a tester for Morris. And again, he does well. He runs into Martine.
He makes taking those spiral bombs look easy, doesn't he?
He certainly does. Connor Brown's out there, 2 in jersey 15 for the Lions. Howard goes for a run. He's met by Lawrence. He'll play this just inside South's territory. Della Penna now. So we're inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. Just to let you know that the clock on your screen, it's just a guide. It's not the official time. Anderson does a dummy. Gets the arms free, but Granger was just a bit in front of him. Last tackle now for the Piggers, and he spilt the ball, Sam Anderson. So it'll let off there for the Lions.
An update from the other Tui's Cup match going on today over at Cessnock Sports Ground. Cessnock leading Macquarie 14-4 after 28 minutes. So the Goannas out to a strong lead early.
Yeah, hot and cold, the Cessnock Goannas.
And they certainly have been. We obviously saw them beat the only side to knock off West so far, but on any other given day they can turn up and get rolled by the sides down the bottom. So it's the joys of the Newcastle Rugby League at the moment. Anyone on their given day, if they turn up, can put it on another side.
Certainly can. Van Dartle now. Wrapped up by Della Penna. Also Connolly in the tackle. It's Cronin. That's for a little run from dummy half. Just on the edge of that cricket square. Witters, Glanville, King. Run straight at Anderson. Howard helping out as well. Eventually takes 4 or 5 pickers to wrap him up. So down the short side they go again. Martine. So inside the pickers' territory, the Lions. Glanville. Connor Brown. Good little run that from Connor Brown. Last tackle now for Souths. They stack this short side. They come this way. Glanville, little chip over the top for Flanagan, but Howard's there and Flanagan cleans him up. So Morris in a dummy half. Flat pass there to Connolly. Connolly's driven back in the tackle. He'll be forced to play this on the 10. Granger in at dummy half. Byman King comes off the wing for a run. That pass was marginally in front too, but allowed to play on.
It's amazing. You see plenty of those ones in those short balls in close to the ruck that seem to go without question, that quite often look forward just when guys don't time their runs.
So De La Penna will play this. It's the last tackle. Fraser Price waits for it. They go through the hands. He throws a long pass out. Anderson does well to pick it up and does a little grubber here. Howard's picked it up now. Howard, he just can't keep to his feet. He gets back up now. He's got numbers both sides. Looking for a runner, and he links up here with Fraser Price. That try, it pretty much come from nothing. And the Pickers get their second of the afternoon. Great stuff from Howard and Fraser Price on the end.
Yeah, Gary Anderson appeared a nothing kick. It looked like it might just dribble into touch, but Reeve Howard didn't give up on it, and a little bit of perseverance pays dividends. He had options left, right and centre going with him here in support, and it was a matter of picking the right one, and he certainly did that. Fraser Price dotting down, and Fraser Price, hasn't he been a revelation since he's come over from West? He was pinned in reserve grade there at West last year, and he's been one of Maitland's best so far this season.
Yeah, exceptionally well. I said Reeve Howard, he did well to get back up on his feet. Then Witters, the fullback, he picked out Morris, and Howard picked out Fraser Price. So great stuff from Maitland, and I'm pretty sure the coach will be very happy with this first half display from the Pickers.
We mentioned it before, this game's certainly anyone's from the taking, with a couple of bits of individual brilliance we've seen with these last two tries. Howard here and Witters for South previously, so it's just going to be the team that probably steps up with a little bit more. Both sides are going quite well in the grind of it, and it's just been those individual breakout plays that have, broken it open, I suppose.
Well, Wyman King looking for his second of the afternoon. De La Penna's got the sack, and it's Morris now holding the football. Strikes it nicely, so we're locked up here at 12-all of the Newcastle Rugby League here on Bar TV Sports. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Don't forget, we've got 2 games tomorrow in the Newcastle Rugby League. We've got Central hosting Wests, also Lakes at home to Curry. That might be an interesting contest, that one down there at Carl Oval.
Two sides that both seemed to only play one half of football respectively last week, the first and the second for each of them, the second for Lakes and the first for Curry, so it could be very interesting.
So the restart, it's a dodgy bounce there for Morris, and it's another dodgy bounce for Byman King, but it's a beauty from Keelan.
You couldn't buy bounces like that, I don't think. You got both of them perfectly, just snuck under one and then over the next one, and with the shallow in goal he had no chance to turn around and reel it in before it went dead.
The dreaded restart. Team scores and the other one switches off just for that split second. And now a golden opportunity here for Souths to get one back before half time. There's the restart. You can see that wind, how strong it is, but it's not a bad kick at all. And Granger's there to pounce on it, gets away from Van Dartle. He can't get away from Tarrant. And the Pickers now on the attack. There's Callan Burgess. Jersey 15, he's wrapped up just short of the 40. They come out to this right-hand side, Anderson. So a moment ago I said South with a golden opportunity. Now the Pickers.
Amazing how quickly this turns on the couple of bounces of the football.
So Jared Smith in a dummy half in Jersey 14 finds Price, he finds Connolly, goes out the back to Morris, and Cronin's there, and Van Dartle's picked it up. The ball's come loose, and I don't know if they're going to catch Van Dartle here. Price is coming across, and very well done there from Price, but he gets away, Van Dartle. Still gets away from the attempt to tackle from Connolly, but Price comes again. Great stuff from Harry Van Dartle. Slow play the ball. Keelan in at dummy half. Witters is there, but we've seen a knock on.
I'll tell you what, that looked quite interesting. It looked like it may have come off the player laying in the ruck, and I think that was the protest from the South players there, but I'm yet to really see a referee change his decision, so we'll run with Joey Butler. He's a bit closer than I was.
Yeah, unfortunate that for Souths, but that's the way it goes sometimes. You win some, you lose some. Still 2.5 minutes on the official clock. As I said, that clock on your screen, it's just a guide. the boys are just taking their time to pack this. I think they're hoping that half-time comes a little bit early.
I think a few of the bigger bodies might be the nice way to put it, might be just looking for a breather after, the ball going back and forward length of the field here the last couple of minutes.
So the Pickers win the scrum. That's good contact, that Martin on Byman King. He'll play this on the 20. Smith in at dummy half. Brenton Horwood. He spun out of the tackle there. He was looking for a runner. There was no one home. Here's Della Penna. So as we head into the final minute here of the round 11 match of the round here on Bar TV, Smith goes for a little dart from dummy half and he's wrapped up. Anderson. Not sure if Sam Anderson's had a break here, but that was another good shot from Daniel Martin. On the short side they go, and Price has fumbled it. Anderson's picked it up. And we'll have another scrum. So just a bit scrappy the last few minutes here.
You just touched on it, Sam Anderson playing an unbroken half so far in the front row. Obviously he's played a little bit higher level previous to this, but it's a fair effort, even with it being a cooler day out there, to get through, and he certainly hasn't shirked any work, that's for sure.
So Glanville fetches the ball. We get back underway. Heath Gibbs. 45 out from the Pickers try line here, the Lions. They go through the hands. Keelan linking up with Jared Lawrence. He's got Matthews charging on, but a very good tackle down low. Della Penna. Cameron King now. Runs straight at Jared Smith. He's equal to the task. Does well. Little man on big man. Keelan again, looking for a runner. He cuts out Lawrence this time. Finds Cronin, who flicks it out the back. It's been cleaned up there by Byman King on that far side, but the referee's going to call another knock-on and a scrum.
Interesting from the signal there. It looked like, he's called the knock-on against Maitland. So Souths with, I don't know if they're actually going to get a chance to pat the scrum. No, they're turning and walking off. So that'll be all she wrote for the first half. And we go to the break as we started at all level. A big second half on our hands, not too far away, Paul.
Yeah, we're set for a beauty. Final 40 minutes here at Townsend Oval, locked up at 12 all. Chris and myself will take a break and we'll come back with the second half here of the Bar TV Sports Match of the Round of the Newcastle Rugby League.
Welcome back here to Townsend Oval. Round 11 of the Business Plaza Cup of the Newcastle Rugby League, and it's locked up at 12-all. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Just gone and grabbed a cup of tea or coffee or a cold beer. Paul Arundel and Chris McPherson in commentary with you this afternoon. And one of the commentators is all rugged up with about 50 layers of clothing and gloves and all that, and the other one's in shorts and a shirt. Well,
you know what they say, Paul, no brain, no pain.
I was about to say I'll let the viewers try and work out who's rugged up and
I spoiled it for
who
you.
has no feeling. So,
really starting to see these shadows settle across the field now. It's going to players will start to feel the cold a little more, and be interesting to see. Certainly for Maitland defending the southern end, any high kicks into that 20-metre zone are going to be quite difficult with the sun cutting into their eyes.
So we're almost underway, just waiting for a few kids to leave the field. The beauty of local footy, the kids get to have a kick at half time on the ground. And we're underway, the second half. That's a high kick, and it just goes past the 30, bounces back into the hands of South. So a brilliant restart, or brilliant start of the second half.
We've seen everything on the restart so far. Short dropouts, kickoffs going dead, really taking advantage of this swirling breeze.
So the Lions on the attack early. Connor Brown goes to Tarrant, Jaden Tarrant. Wraps it under the wing and goes inside the 20. Morris in at dummy half, finds Keelan. Keelan looks for a runner, he finds Jake Lawrence, who steps back inside. The defence is there to greet him and wrap him up. So they stack this short side. They go back in field with King. Good tackle down low from Granger, he got him, he's dragging him with him. Good run from Cameron King. Last tackle now for the Lions. Morris comes this short side. Keelan does the dummy, flicks it out the back. Well done. Good stuff. Morris is there to clean up. He finds Glanville, who puts it on the toe. He just got clipped there. Morris picks it up. And Greg Morris does well once again. Now it looks like Connor Brown's trying to pinch the ball one-on-one, but the referee says, no, get up and play it. So Delapeno, he spells it. It's been picked up by Lawrence, so another chance coming here for the Lions.
Definitely not the start of the second half that Luke Dawn would have wanted from Maitland. Delapena looked like he just had eyes downfield and was thinking about the contact as he had that one a little bobble and then just couldn't reel it back in, unfortunately. We'll see South with a second almost consecutive opportunity here to try and post points early in this second half.
So again, taking the time with the scrum. And we're underway. Brown picks it up at the base of the scrum. Runs straight at Byman King. He's going to go close to the sideline, but he's done very well. Van Dardel probably could have been pinged there for grabbing a tackling player, taking him out of the play. And you see that a lot in league. So Tarrant will play it inside the 10. Morris at dummy half. Keelan. Cameron King spins out of the tackle. And again, there's four pickers there to wrap him up. Numbers both sides here. Centre field. They go out to the left-hand side through Glanville. Inside pass here. Gibbs. Gibbs is wrapped up. They're still 3 metres out from the try line. We've got a play coming up here. Brown steps off the right and he's wrapped up. Last tackle. Morris. Inside pass here to Tarrant. Just charges towards the line. I think he's got there. The referee likes it. And he's going to point to the spot. So the Lions get their third of the afternoon.
Maitland looked like they were heavily focused on the playmakers there. Didn't see the bigger body coming back under. Ran a nice little drift line. And dots it down. South's third try of the afternoon. Does well, had plenty of attention, up with 3 or 4 players trying to hold him up.
Connor Brown, I think it was Connor Brown, he did well because he had to run out of the way, otherwise he was going to be a obstruction. He did well to get right out of the way there and
So the Lions back in front by 4.
Should be a reasonably easy one here for Jason Keelan. We're talking just before off air, Paul. Jason Keelan 20 from 20 so far this season. And even with him out injured, Souths have been good with the boot. They've 18 from 19 without him. So kicking at about 97% Souths, and they've used 5 or 6 different kickers. So goal kicking practice obviously working pretty well down at the Lions here.
Yeah, he's certainly a sharp shooter, Keelan. A few years with the Hamilton Hawks as well, and he had an impressive record over there, and he's brought his kicking boots here.
We're going to mention that earlier when he kicked that 40-20. That would have come from his rugby days, the tactical kicking. A few titles over there at Hamilton.
So Keelan as the extra, so it's now 18 points to 12.
Makes that 21 straight for the season. I'd love to know if there's some sort of record out there. I know the NRL keeps those sort of stats and it's in the 30s, and it might be interesting to go back and have a look at last year. I know they finished with a flurry as well, South, to see what Jason Keelan's numbers are. How many he's got in a row would be a fair tally, at least 21.
Steve Doran, if you're watching the coverage, let us know if there's some kind of record for goal kickers. He's the Newcastle Rugby League stats man, or he's got all the info anyway. So Greg Morris will get us back underway. It's a low kick-off and almost gets that same bounce, which caught the Pickers off guard, but Witters did well. And we've got a changeover here. So the Pickers have picked it up. So Smith goes from dummy half, and Maitland are on the attack. 5 out from the try line. Howard at dummy half. Tyler Carter, dangerous with the ball in hand, can always get an arm free. He'll play it almost centre field. Granger out the back to Connolly. Connolly just does a little dummy and a shimmy, and it's wrapped up by Lawrence. Also Connor Brown in the tackle. Smith in at dummy half. Goes across field and it's gone behind. Granger has been picked up here, and Martin with it. So a let off there for the Lions. Martin slow to his feet. Cronin goes across field. Comes in to help the forwards out. And he's up to the 20. That looks like it's Van Dardel in number 5. Got away from one and eventually he's wrapped up. Smith in the tackle. Also Anderson helping out. And King with a run. Bumps away from one. And he'll play this 5 short of halfway. They come down the short side again through Tarrant. Good tackle down low from Granger. Keelan finds Glanville, looking for a runner, finds a short pass there to Martin. Last tackle here for Souths. Keelan puts this high in the air, and they're charging through. Witters is charging after it, but Morris wins again.
Looked absolutely safe as houses under those high balls today, Greg Morris. On fire down the back.
So Connolly in a dummy half. Della Penna. I thought Marco Della Penna was probably one of the best on field for the first half. Had plenty of good carries. Here's Sam Anderson. Eventually he's wrapped up. The referee calls held. He'll play this just on the edge of the cricket square. Brenton Horwood, solid contact there. Good shot that, like Jaden Tarrant. Fraser Price with a high, wobbly old kick down here. It's a tester here for Jared Flanagan. Also does well and gets away from the attempted tackle from Howard. And Flanagan will carry this up to halfway. And all the fullbacks and wingers have been put under pressure with this swirling wind today. They've all done extremely well with their catching. Here's King. Another good carry from Cameron King. Just inside the Pickers 30. Brown linking up here with Lawrence. Lawrence tries to get away from Connolly. Can't do so. Cronin in at dummy half. Keelan. Connor Brown again. Inside the 20. Last tackle here for Souths.
Goes to Glanville side this time. A little stabber at the top for Howard. And again, well, Gibbs was coming through. And again, Reeve Howard, he wins the battle. Greg Morris now with a run. And he'll play this just short of his 20. Sam Anderson. Looks like a one-handed carry there. And now he's driven back in the tackle. Good defence there from the Lions. Smith at dummy half. Delapenna comes in for a run. And straight at Morris. Terrence there to help out. Smith will quick play the ball. Bowman King comes in for a run. Only up to the 30 here. It's Callan Burgess for the Pickers is back out there. Last tackle, and they've only got to about 45 from their own try line. Fraser Price runs to the line, throws a long pass out to Howard. Howard then kicks in field to Connolly. Is he going to get the bounce? No, he doesn't. Lawrence then throws a wobbly old pass back to Witters. Witters did well to hang on to that. So the Pickers haven't really tried out with this wind at the moment. They've just put a couple of balls up high and the wind hasn't carried it. Good run here from Tom Cronin. Gets up to halfway. Witters appealing for a penalty, but the referee says no. We're just going to call time off. It's a player down injured on the 40. Looks like it's Fraser Price, the halfback.
A little bit of treatment, looks like, to his back there or his shoulder. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. He'll be a fair out for Maitland if he can't continue on here. Looks like he's going to get back to his feet.
Yeah, days like today, Chris, you don't want to get cold too quickly here because you won't be able to warm up.
That's it. That's when you see someone make a 20 or 30 metre break and a hammy goes, unfortunately. So hopefully get back underway. It looks like he's back in the line now.
So the Lions inside the Pickers territory. Another good carry here from Cameron King. Such a big man to bring down, but they eventually do so. Brown up to the 30, centre field. Numbers both sides here for the Lions. They go it to the left-hand side, Glanville. Short pass there to Martin. Last tackle now for Souths. Again, another slow play the ball. Glanville kick, the runners are coming through. It almost goes over the head of Morris and does well again. Morris will play this on the 10. Connolly. Flat pass here. It's a dangerous one to Byman King. Cronin caught him. Almost drove him back into the in goal. Connolly now, a good run from dummy half. Some great metres there from Geordie Connolly. And a quick play the ball too. Smith's out quickly. And the play will stop just over the 30. So they come this grandstand side through Geordie Connolly. Keelan's there to make the tackle. Also Brown and Morris in there. Last one now for Maitland. Morris, not sure if he was supposed to get that. That's gone straight up in the air. The wind hasn't carried that at all, and Carter's overran it. Now he tries to bat it back, and well, it's just hit poor old Jared Flanagan in the head. And the referee's going to call a knock on.
Is that a high kick you asked for? It's probably not in the location you're expecting, though.
Well, it's quite interesting. They've put a couple of high ones up, and the wind hasn't carried it, unlike the first half. So you can see those flags over the far side. They're still blowing very strong. So Flanagan again, just over halfway. We go at the left-hand side. King, another good carry from Cameron King, playing on the edge. Morris in at dummy half, goes to Ryan Glanville. He steps off the right and flicks out the back here. It's a very good play. Connor Brown, he'll pinch another 10 metres or so. Eventually Brown gets up and plays it. Morris goes for a couple of metres from dummy half. Inside ball from Keelan. Inside to Cronin. Cronin He sees a half gap, but it closes quickly. Last tackle, 15 out. They go to Glanville again. Glanville runs this time, flicks it out the back again. There's numbers there. And looked like Anderson overran it. And then Anderson got it on the second attempt. So bit of fortune there as Morris spills it from dummy half. So Pickers their own worst enemy here. Now a bit of back chat there from Morris, and the referee, rightly so, just rules a penalty. So an opportunity here to go 8 in front here, Souths. What would you do, go for goal or take the tap here? He's going to call Gregory Morris out now, the referee.
I think the 2 points could be really crucial. Obviously with the boot of Keelan, you'd back yourself in. Right in front, 20 out. 2 points could be really key. Just depends on whether South are prepared to back themselves in. And no, see Keelan straight away calls for the tee. So probably the percentage play to take on a day like today. There hasn't been a huge amount of points, and take the 2 while you're down here.
So Gregory Morris just being spoken to by the referee. Obviously a bit of back chat. He's going to cost his side 2 points.
He's a phenomenally talented athlete, but I did see a couple of the East Maitland games last year, and he got himself into a bit of strife with some running battles with the referee. So I'm suggesting Luke Dawn will be having that chat with him after the game and saying that's probably not first grade rugby league. But we've seen today already what he can do with the football in hand. So on his day, he's an absolutely elite rugby league player.
So Keelan, he strikes it nicely again. And, well, the touches were a bit indecisive there, and eventually it goes over.
Touch judge Nathan Everly, while he looked back to his partner for a little bit of assistance there. I know it can't be easy behind the sticks today. You got the combination of the breeze and the sun down that end. They got the right decision in the end. That's the main thing, I suppose. And that'll see South open up an 8-point lead, as you said, 20 points to 12.
So Morris with the restart, another low restart, and Van Dartel does well again. Luke Higgins is back out on the field. That's his first carry of this second half. It's Van Dartel again. Good carry here from Harry Van Dartel. Up to the 30. Go out to the left-hand side, Cameron King with another carry. And the ball's come loose. And the referee's going to call another knock on.
And King got the offload away there. Unfortunately, I think it's Gibbs out on that left edge. Just couldn't quite reel it in. Such a big, strong man, Cameron King. He seems to shrug off the first person nearly every time. And I'd love to see, they talk about all the time with State of Origin, that level of football, and even the NRL, the post-contact meters. He'd have to be number one in the Newcastle Rugby League, I think, by a fair distance.
You certainly would. Not sure if they've got enough volunteers, let alone stats people here at Souths. But it would be a good stat. Now Anderson spilt the ball again. It's been picked up by Lawrence. So I'm not sure what happened at half-time, but both teams have been guilty of spilling the ball here in the second half. Van Dartel again runs straight into Clulo. Keelan, King. Here we go again. So it goes back to inside ball from Brown to Higgins. Tyler Carter was awake to it. In fact, that was Jared Smith also helping out. So Glanville down the short side, linking up with Gibbs. Good tackle that from Howard on that far side. Here's Glanville, Witters, Higgins. Another good carry from Luke Higgins. Just short of the 20. Last tackle here for South Newcastle. They come out this grandstand side. Keelan puts it on the toe. Witters is coming through. Morris is underneath it. Who's won the battle here? I think Morris has got it, but it's been popped out the back, and Byron King's there. And referee's, what's he called there, a 20-metre restart.
Yeah, it looks like he's saying South have knocked it on in the in-goal there. So it must have gone up together. South have come down with it and knocked it forward into the Maitland player, I think.
So Gregory Morris, you can see that white mouth guard sticking out. Now the ball's come loose and a penalty here to Maitland. So this will be a interesting kick. I said they got that wind behind them.
See how aggressive they are.
Yeah, got to get some territory here. Surely not. I thought Fraser Price was just going to take the quick tap there, but now I'm not sure if he's going to find touch here. Just Witters was over there. So a massive chance here coming for Maitland Pickers as Anderson takes the tap. And they'll have their first tackle inside the 20. Tyler Carter, he runs centre field, bumps out of the King tackle, but King comes again and wraps him up. 3 metres out from the Lions try line. Jared Smith at dummy half, linking up there with Price, and that goes out the back, but Morris is there to clean up. Morris now comes across field, and Witters tries to wrap him up. He gets away from the tackle, and he's tackled centre field. 8 out from the try line. They're stacked out this left-hand side. They come this way through Butterfield and charges forward. And the defence is there to wrap him up. Tries to get his arms free. Quick play of the ball. Here's Connolly. Connolly runs, spins out of the tackle. Can he get the ball down? No. Great defence from the Lions again. Last tackle for the Pickers. Smith waits for it at dummy half. He goes himself. Probably not the best option. And probably the biggest man on the field. Just gave him the bear hug and wrapped him up. And it's a handover. So Cameron King, he makes that tackle, the try-saving tackle, and now he's been subbed. So the Lions bring this out. Their own territory. 8 in front. Almost reached the halfway mark of this second half as Brendan Simpson back out on the field. It's a good carry. First up. Morris pinches a couple of metres from dummy half, then gives it to Lawrence, and he will play the ball just over the 20. Goes back to Glanville and Gibbs. We'll play this on the 30. Morris out of dummy half, pinches a couple more, inside ball from Glanville. Higgins, last tackle, so it's been a good defensive set here from the Pickers. Witters gets the kick away, it's a wobbly old one. Connolly's there to field it. Connolly will bring this back to the 40, bumps off one. You really got to see how strong that wind is then, that kick from Witters. As Butterfield charges hard. He's been lifted in the tackle and carried backwards from Lawrence. I want to be careful. He's put down gently. Here's Anderson. Good carry that from Sam Anderson. So Smith out of dummy half. Back inside here to Butterfield. Gets the ball away. Smith's got it. Ducks under one tackle. Tries to get away from Simpson, but he can't. 30 out here, the Pickers. What have they got? 20 to go. Fraser Price runs across field, puts a grubber kick in. It's been picked up. There could be 6 to go here. Looks like Byron King running across field. He's going to be wrapped up. That's last tackle, not ruled by the ref. They go out to the right-hand side. Fraser Price gets the kick in. It's a bit of a hurried kick, but Witters and Flanagan almost bring it undone. Now Flanagan's going to be trapped in goal. And just a bit of miscommunication there from the back two for the Lions.
Goal line dropout, probably a good result there. We could have ended up with a casualty, the way the two of those guys were going 100 miles an hour towards each other. And Steve Witters obviously got the call at the last second, or caught Flanagan out of the corner of his eye because he pulled out of that contact. And no. Yep. The referee's gone with a goal line dropout still.
I think they just got to find a football now. Keelan's got one in his hand, and we're back underway. It's another high line dropout, and Gibbs is chasing through, but Howard again does well. He's copped a knock for his trouble. Reeve Howard.
So a bit of a penalty for high tackle there. I like it. That's only about the 4th or 5th penalty of the match. It's been nice and free-flowing from the match officials. They've not let the players do the work.
Yeah, it's been good. Well done to the officials today.
Howard's still down. He looks in a bit of trouble here, so the trainers come out and give the players some water. See Tom Cronin just off screen. He's doing the stretches to keep warm. Well, the players, the officials on the bench, they're all rugged up. And Howard's back to his feet, which is a good sign.
Yeah, don't let the bits of sunshine that we can see dappled across the ground deceive you. It is getting quite fresh here at Townsend Oval.
So probably the smallest touch finder you'll see. What do they get there? 10 centimetres off that kick. Here's Carter. So they're about 11 metres out here, Maitland. Smith in at dummy half. Butterfield with another run. Runs straight at Flanagan over the top of Joey Morris. So they're a chance here, the Pickers. They go to the right side. Connolly, inside ball from Fraser Price, and it's been deflected there. And it's bounced off a South bloke back into the hands of Brenton Horwood. In fact, it's Tyler Carter, so we've got a scrum coming down with the South feet.
Maitland just seem to be a little bit at sixes, at sevens when they do get the opportunity down here in the red zone. It looks like they've got 3 or 4 different things going through their mind and they just can't quite execute any one of them. So they've had a few opportunities now and just haven't been able to really capitalise, and they're going to need to turn that around pretty quickly if they're to get back into this arm wrestle now, trailing by 8 points with only just over 15 minutes remaining.
So Glanville feeds the scrum, and straight from the base of the scrum, Morris will play it. Gibbs, he's met there by Smith and also Horwood in the tackle. Van Dartle, he's been busy. He's been monstered there almost by Butterfield. He did bounce out of the tackle. Glanville goes into dummy half. Simpson, he's been picked out there by Anderson. It's another good carry. So Connor Brown in at dummy half, finds Keelan. Here's Lawrence trying to get on the outside. Quick hands from Cronin, gives it to Van Dartle. And a very good tackle from Geordie Connolly had to be made. Last tackle now for Souths. Connor Brown's with it. He'll put this on the toe in towards the corner. It's a dodgy bounce here for Morris, but again he does well, and Witters is there, tries to greet him, gets away from the tackle. And Morris will play this 12 out from his own line. Here's Connolly. Dances around a bit, gets away from a couple of defenders, and eventually he's wrapped up on the 22 mark. Butterfield runs straight at Keelan. Scott Matthews there to help out. Sam Anderson lifted the arm in that tackle there on Higgins. So luckily Higgins ducked underneath it. He goes back to Price with a kick inside the 40. It's a tester here for Flanagan, but I think it's just going to pull up short. Not a bad.
Flanagan looked like he was wide awake to that tactic. Saw what Jason Keelan could do in the second half and was all over that one. As you say, falling just short of the finding touch on the 20, but still a decent kick in the conditions.
So another opportunity here for the forwards just to suck in the big ones. Just under 15 minutes remaining in this match of the round here on Bar TV Sports. Paul Arundel and Chris McPherson in commentary. So Van Dartle runs straight at Connolly. Jared Smith also helping out. Brenton Horwood. Van Dartle will play this. And now Heath Gibbs comes in for a run. Still the 8-point margin. Luke Higgins with another good carry. So inside pass from Glanville to Matthews. Interesting, just noticed the number 9 for South, Joey Morris. He's on the bench. There's a quick play the ball. Connor Brown from dummy half and the little stabbing kick from Glanville. The chasers are coming through. Morris under pressure. There's 3 or 4 South blokes there and he can't get out. So a very good kick that from Ryan Glanville.
Interesting to see what option Maitland go with. Now they've got that breeze behind them, but we can see the flags are starting to die down now. Will they try and go deep and take advantage of what breeze is left? As we see Lachlan Farr take the field for South, that's their 7th change, only 1 remaining.
So back underway. It's not a bad kick, up to the 50. And Witters was looking for a runner, and he's going to have to take it himself. And Anderson slipped over there, and I thought he was going to be through, but not to be. As Lachlan Farr goes for his first hit up of the afternoon. Brown in at dummy half. Glanville, Simpson. He's brought down centre field, 10 out from the try line. Brown again at dummy half, runs across field, inside pass there to Matthews, and so that he changed his direction. 2 metres out from the line, the Lions. And a good tackle that from Anderson. Down low, Glanville's got it, he's dangerous here, he's stepping and weaving. Glanville close to the line. Last tackle for Souths. And he spilt the ball.
Both sides just having some issues with completion in that red zone. They're getting some good opportunities, and Ryan Glanville, as you said, he's very dangerous there. Maitland will be breathing a sigh of relief. A little let off. Another try there would have made it a very tough road home with less than 12 minutes remaining on the official clock here.
So the shadows creeping over Townsend Oval. Back underway. Anderson gets away from one tackle, but he's wrapped up. A quick play of the ball. Price goes for a little scamper from dummy half. So still 8 points down. What have the Pickers got? Butterfield with another good charge. Geordie Connolly. What's he got in his bag of tricks? Runs to the line, and the ball's come loose. Well done from Jake Lawrence. Tom Cronin's now with the ball. So a chance here for the Lions now to shut this game out. Cronin will play this eventually about 32 out. A dodgy play of the ball. And again, both sides guilty of making crucial errors.
Well, he's a little focused on the player that was tackling him, trying to milk the penalty there with the hand on the ball a little, but didn't take his time after he reefed it free to just put it on the deck. It's the little simple things that you need to do right at this level. Just give Maitland another sniff here with an opportunity to take the ball from 30 out in their own half, and if they could score here, we'd certainly have a finish on our hands.
So Brenton Horwood now from the scrum. Wrestling in the tackle. Eventually the referee calls held, and he's made to play it on that edge of that cricket square. Anderson will play it on the 40. Brenton Horwood with another carry. Now, just wrestling too long in the tackle. Scott Matthews was guilty, and Granger takes a quick tap. Trying to keep the momentum going here for the Pickers. They're 8 points down. They need points. Can Carter come up with something here? Numbers both sides. They come out to this left-hand side, but Butterfield just goes for a run straight up the middle. Granger in at dummy half. Finds Anderson linking up with Connolly, and he's met heavily by Tom Cronin. Anderson runs straight at Matthews. The ball comes free. Granger's got a bit of space. He throws it back here to Ben Island, who just throws it out the back, and all of a sudden we had the other code played there for a moment.
A few players making attempts to pick that up, but no one can get a hold of it. Looked like it was coated in soap, the ball. Now got time off with another player getting treatment here. Tick down to almost 9 minutes to go, and Maitland will be starting to feel the pinch of the clock soon, Paul, I would have thought.
Yeah, certainly. He would have thought they would have come up with some better plans there, but not to be. There's still plenty of time, but the clock is against the Pickers.
As we saw on Wednesday night, it only takes the last few seconds of a game to get across that line and wrap it up if you can get within a try.
So the scrum will pack. Eventually they come together. Keelan feeds the scrum. Bit of striking in the scrum there too. It's allowed to play on. So Gibbs will play this. Witters out of dummy half, and he's monster there from Anderson. Van Dartle in a dummy half. Lachlan Farr. So Witters in a dummy half again. Simpson, the defence is up quickly. Horwood in the tackle with Granger. Higgins runs into Butterfield and tries to get away from the tackle. Also, Ben Island's in there to help out with Horwood. Last tackle for Souths. They're 5 short of halfway. Goes back to Keelan. He'll try and stab this over the top. It's a very good kick. Morris has to go back for it. And now he'll bring this out of his own territory, linking up with Byman King. Byman King can't get away from Tom Cronin. Very good tackle. He's had a good game, Tom Cronin. Here's Delapenna. Matthews in there to make the tackle with Higgins. And slow play the ball again. Jaden Butterfield. Both props for the Pickers have had long minutes today. Connolly looking for a runner. He throws it out wide here. There's a bit of space here for Howard Reeves. He comes back inside. Reeve Howard, I should say. I'm just calling players back to front. Now Granger from dummy half. He sights a gap. Hayden Granger's gone straight through. He's got Witters in front of him here. Gary Anderson for the corner. Anderson's over and the Pickers are back in it.
Clock ticks down to just on 7 minutes as he goes over there, so it's going to be game on with the last 7 minutes. That brings them back within 4. The referee's called timeout here. It'll be interesting to see who he's then to have a chat with. No, it's just called timeout. Doesn't seem to be anyone he's addressing, so...
So on the official clock, there's still just over 7 minutes remaining. As I've mentioned previously, the clock on your screen is just a guide. But, what a tester here for J. Byman King.
Just as he sets this one up on the tee, that breeze has just picked back up a little touch. I felt it blow through here where we are in the commentary position, so... Well, his work cut out for him.
The way things are, it really doesn't matter if he kicks it or not. They've still got to score another try. So they just got to hope that the next try is scored underneath the posts.
Yeah, it'd be a nice little bonus, though, because it gives them the opportunity if they do get a penalty, although we've seen very few of those today, or even an unconverted try after this. I mean, if he kicks this one, it's, as you say, it's neither here nor there. It's no real pressure on it, at least for him, which is an advantage in his corner. Yeah. If he can kick it, though, any try will do it for them from here, so...
So Byman King, you can see those flags. Almost going to come out of the ground. A hush comes over Townsend Oval. Byman King strikes it. It looks all right, but the touchies don't like it, so it remains 20 points to 16. Here on Bar TV Sports, match of the round at the Newcastle Rugby League.
See the impact man come back on with Souths making their final change. Cameron King coming back onto the field. It was interesting to see where they would have gone, whether they bring their hooker Joe Morris back on or bring the impact man on.
Well, it's another high restart. Far's coming through for it. It beats everybody. Could go over the sideline. It does. So interesting to see if the Pickers got a hand on that. They must have. Souths have got the feed.
Either way, restart going out in the bounce or...
Oh, yes.
Of course, not being general play, but yeah. I wasn't sure actually if Lachlan Farr might have got a touch on it at first, so fortunate that he hasn't, and that's a nice little result for Souths off the restart. We've had Had a little bit of everything on the restarts today.
Yeah, they always deliver. Here's Witters. Looking for a try. He scored a double the last time these two teams met back in May. So Brown out of dummy half to Simpson. Simpson's just lifted up and gently put to the ground here at Townsend Oval. Brown out of dummy half quickly again as King comes back on. Again, there's about 4 or 5 pickers there. He's still going, Cameron King. Eventually he plays the ball flat pass to Simpson. He's over. The ball, again, he's short of the line. I thought he was over. Brown at dummy half. Fires this one way back to Keelan. Witters is with it. Witters dancing around, trying to get around Connolly. But Connolly wins that battle. Last tackle now for Souths. Keelan in at dummy half and just puts this one towards the sticks. It's been cleaned up there by Fraser Price. A let off there for Maitland. Still 5 minutes remaining. They're down by 4. Howard goes for a run from dummy half. So what have the pickers got here? Butterfield. And the ball's come loose. And now there's an opportunity for South to seal it. Here's Tom Cronin. Good tackle down low from Brenton Horwood. Really clipped him. Keelan in at dummy half. Van Dartle. Van Dartle dancing around. Gets away from one, but they come again, the pickers, and wrap him up. 10 out, centre field. Brown in at dummy half. Witters. Lawrence. Brought down on the 10. Lawrence will play it. Scott Matthews runs to the line. Centre field, 5 out, numbers both sides. They go out to the left-hand side through Glanville. Cut out pass here to Gibbs. Gibbs, this could be over. He is. Heath Gibbs gets on the score sheet. And South Newcastle wrap up the match.
Simple hands there doing the job, and Gibbs getting the better of his defender and barging his way over. So I feel a little bit for Luke Dawn there after that drop ball just before. He was looking around for something to throw down by the benches here. They've made a bit of a habit of that, unfortunately, Maitland today, a couple of times coming out of their own end. And it turns it around and gives South 4 points on the other side of the field.
So it's been a very good effort from Souths. They've just hung in there and they'll maintain their position on the ladder. There's going to be back-to-back losses for the Pickers. So Jason Keelan about 5 or so metres in from touch on that far side, and if he doesn't have enough to contend with the win, he's also got the sun in his eyes. So if he gets this, he's a genius.
Yeah, they'll extend it out, I think, to 23 in a row if he gets this one. Just an update from the other ground, and it's not great news for Maitland, who'll now drop down to 5th if Cessnock can close out this game. They currently lead the Macquarie Scorpions with only about 7 minutes of play remaining, 32 points to 14. Actually, it's down to 3 minutes of play remaining, so 32 points to 14. So Cessnock will jump up into 4th, and Maitland are sitting 3rd before those two losses you talked about, and need to probably turn things around a little.
Here's Keelan's kick. Waved away. Just give it to him. Good effort from Jason Keelan. And the margin back out to 8 points. 24 points to 16. It just hasn't been the Pickers' day. They've tried hard, but now they go with a shallow restart. And it's come down nicely for Gregory Morris.
Who else would you want under a high ball? He's been on fire today under it.
They're still alive here through Connolly. Connolly straightens up, but Matthews is there to grab him. Also helping out was King and Keelan. Granger waits for it at dummy half. Can the Pickers finish with a late surge here? Charging onto it's Tyler Calder. Flicks it out the back to Price. He does a dummy, but there's too many bodies there. He's wrapped up. Still a metre out from the try line. Granger waits for it. Goes out the back here. Anderson to Connolly, Delapenna. Delapenna tries to get away from Cronin, but Cronin's there to wrap him up. Loose ball picked up by Connolly. And now he flicks it out the back, and Tom Cronin's there to dive on it. So down in that northern corner, the old boys yelling out some encouragement now, you'd think, as Harry Van Dardel is wrapped up, 5 out from his own line. Here's King, and straight into Butterfield. So just under a minute remaining. Who's impressed you the most, Chris?
Hasn't been too many standouts. I think the centres and back rows for Souths have both been strong, but a special mention, you've touched on it before, Sam Anderson and Jaden Butterfield playing a broken half each respectively in the first and second halves. So that's huge work from front rowers from Maitland. They've had lots of defensive work, and certainly very impressive there. But probably the pick across them, maybe Heath Gibbs, I think. That last try probably sealed it for him. He's been very strong, taken plenty of work off the forwards as well. Yeah,
both centres have had good games for Souths, Gibbs and Cronin, as Glanville does a dummy, shaped to kick, and Lachlan Farr's been tackled on the last. So the final plays here of the match of the round, round 11. Howard will take a tackle. The pass just goes out to Granger, inside to Morris. Ben Island is wrapped up. 5 short of halfway, and that's full time here at Townsend Oval. South Newcastle Lions 24 defeat the Maitland Pickers 16. A very entertaining afternoon here at the Newcastle Rugby League. Chris, final thoughts?
Look, I think South just justified where they sit on the ladder. They when it got into the grind, they were a little bit more clinical and deserved the win here today, but certainly impressed with what Maitland had to offer. A much better effort than they put on last week, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of them as we get into the back end of the season.
Well, that's all for us here. We hope you enjoyed the coverage here on Bar TV Sports. It's Paul Arundel and Chris McPherson signing out. South Newcastle once again 24 points to 16 have defeated Maitland Pickers here at Townsend Oval. It's goodbye for now.
The old Mike Sager.